Okay, so coming back to the subject and object duality, and what we are concerned with here is the subject. And I want you to see how elusive the subject can be. So if you conduct this investigation into the nature of the subject whilst doing away with objects, you may think you have found the subject, but you haven't really found the subject. Because when you find the subject, you will know that you have found the subject. The subject can be very elusive, as I said. And when you think you may have found the subject, what you really have found was just more objects. If you conduct this investigation into the nature of the subject, this requires a deep and thorough investigation into the nature of yourself, taking this journey inwards. But of course, when you do this, you are very much distracted by thoughts and emotions and feelings that may come up, and you will get caught up in this. You may get caught up in intellectualizing about the nature of the subject. You may get caught up in symbolism and maps and models about what the subject might be. That is all rational thinking that gets in the way, and that is more objects. That is not subjective. Also understand that one object in the environment cannot know another object in the environment. Only something non-objective can know something objective. Only a subject can know an object. So, if something has any subjective qualities, or rather, if something has any objective qualities, like thoughts and feelings and emotions, then the subject would need to stand out, would separate itself from those objective qualities in order to become a witness to those qualities. And you should look more deeply at the dream analogy that I gave you, because if you really understand and grasp the dream analogy, this will really propel you into what I'm talking about when I talk about the subject versus the object. So you have the subject, right? And you have the object as the dream. You have the dreamer and you have the dream. The dreamer localizes a part of its awareness within the dream to create the dream environment. And when it does that, it localizes its awareness within that dream to explore the dream. And it gets very caught up in the dream, just as the individual would in real life. It gets very caught up in objects, in what's happening in its life. And it goes along with that dream story. But then eventually the dreamer may need to ask itself, okay, if those are dream objects, if those are objects, then where is the subject? and it would start looking for the subject within the dream, but it wouldn't find the subject within the dream, would it? Because to find the subject, it would need to wake up. And once it wakes up, it then realizes that the entire dream was the object. So take this a step up into reality, and you're looking for the subject in reality, but you won't find the subject anywhere within reality, within your life, which means you would need to wake up. This is why they say that to really find yourself, you need to wake up, you need to awaken from this dream. And once you awaken, you think you may have found the subject, but my question is, who really is the subject? You think you are the subject? You are still a dreamer within this dream. So who is the subject? That's the ultimate question. So wake up